Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing fantastic. Happy Wednesday. All right. I am just making sure I am going to get live on Instagram. Perfect. Now I just need to. All right. I muted the site. Just wanted to make sure I didn't have any weird sounds of hearing myself. And I'm just, again, going to look and make sure it's working on all sites. Perfect. For those of you watching, hello, and please, state what you're up to, how you're doing, where you're watching from, maybe. I love being able to interact with you guys, and it's fun. It's more personable. So please don't hesitate to say hello. So today's topic. Is one that is not really commonly heard of unless you've worked with like a naturopath or more in the holistic healing or alternative healing modalities. But it is one that also piggybacks off of Friday's talk about how your detoxification can get backed up or clogged up. And I went over, the various ways that that can happen on Friday. So if you were not there during it, make sure that you go back and watch the video. Again, that is on my Facebook group and on my YouTube channel. So you're able to rewatch those. If you are in Minnesota, I hope that you're enjoying this warmer weather. It's so wonderful. It's like a heat wave, and I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone with sandals yet. But I guess stay tuned. I'll let you know if that happens. Um, and so this talk that I'm talking about is one way that can actually help detox the gut and provide the whole body with a little more support, especially during times of stress. And we all know that if you have fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue or another autoimmune condition, or chronic stress in general, our body is needing extra support. So we need to do what we can where we can. And I will go over any contraindications and people who this vitamin C flush may not be beneficial for. And again, I am not a doctor, so make sure you speak with your doctor or a medical professional or practitioner before you're starting anything. I have had clients who have done this vitamin C flush before, and we stay in contact. I help them through it. I'm not going to be giving the protocol for it today. I just want to give a background on it. And if you are interested, we can chat a little bit more too. But I want everyone to do things as safely as possible. So I am not telling you to go and do this, but I will explain my experience with it. And I personally just did one recently too. So I will definitely be talking about that. So the vitamin C flush is also known as the ascorbate cleanse, and it can be known as the C cleanse too. I'm very curious if anyone has ever heard of this before. If you have, please comment below. If you haven't, maybe I'd like to know what you're excited to know about it, or if you're excited about this topic in general. And if you have tried it, I'd love to hear your experiences. You don't even have to comment below. You can always send me a DM or something. But I'm very curious as to what your experience was with it. So I want to give you a little bit of background on the importance of vitamin C in general for the body. So first and foremost, as humans, we cannot make our own vitamin C as we lack the necessary enzyme which converts glucose to vitamin C. Most animals, except a few, are able to synthesize their own vitamin C, and therefore it is crucial for us to get enough vitamin C from our diets and also supplementation to avoid any risk of deficiency. So vitamin C, also known as ascorbic acid or L-ascorbate, is a potent and it's a safer antioxidant cofactor. And antioxidants are very protective for our cells. and help reduce that oxidative stress and damage that can occur during the oxidative stress. So antioxidants go around and they are like little guards for our cells. So they help protect it, help keep damage from happening for them. And vitamin C aids in the maintenance of cellular membranes, cellular respiration, the peroxidase cleansing system, restoration of vitamin E, selenomethionine complexes, and other crucial enzymes and things in the body as well. And it's very, very helpful in detoxifying drugs and chemicals from the body. So it's involved in hormone biosynthesis as well and maintaining the integrity of connective tissue, cartilage, capillaries, bone, teeth, and it's therefore very crucial in wound repair and tissue healing. So after I gave birth to my kiddos, I definitely amped up my vitamin C and also implemented collagen to help with that tissue repair for the body because you're that's a time of stress, man, and healing. So the body is really going through things needing that extra support. So, and I'm going to go through, when the extra vitamin C and when the cleanse can really be beneficial for people. Some studies have also shown that vitamin C can be helpful in reducing blood cortisol levels, including its synthesis from the adrenal glands and making it beneficial in combating stress. It's been shown to increase cellular resistance to many common viral infections and enhance specific parameters for immune function. I mean, when you're sick, what are your first nutrients that you think of? Vitamin C is typically one that people really go to. Zinc, obviously, echinacea, all of those different things. But vitamin C is usually one that's like a staple for people. Many of us only eat small amounts of vitamin C rich foods during the day, and unfortunately, our food supply continues to dwindle in vitamin C thanks to premature food harvesting, artificial ripening, and food processing. So it's sad that the nutrients in our food is becoming less abundant unless you are growing your own, or finding a farm or people who have the organic nutrient rich soils, all of that stuff. So it's sad to know that we're not getting what we once used to with our food. But how did this flush even come about? So it wasn't just pulled out of thin air. There is, a steady development to this. So the discovery of vitamin C obviously goes way back during the time when people were aboard ships for and at sea for longer periods of time than like fresh produce and fruits or fresh fruits and vegetable produce could last without proper storage. And so then we had this mystery illness starting to spread with symptoms like bleeding gums, muscle degeneration, spotty skin, bone pain. And later that was linked to a vitamin C deficiency. And that disease was then known as scurvy. Um, James Lind, a Scottish naval surgeon, first proved scurvy could be treated with citrus fruits. Wrote a book upon it based off of experiments that he did. And his book was published in 1753 and was called A Treatise of the Scurvy. Research in the 1900s linked other fruits and vegetables with vitamin C in addition to citrus fruits too. So realizing that it was more than just your citrus fruits, we can find it in dark leafy greens as well. We can find it in, bell peppers, strawberries, all of those wonderful things. In the 20th century, Albert, I can't really say the last name. I know I'm going to butcher it. A Hungarian scientist discovered vitamin C. And it was discovered that 50 to 250 milligrams a day of vitamin C helped avoid scurvy, but research now through the years has shown that we do need more than just that. for better function in our body, better immune system, all of that, because we need more than just having that bare minimum of not getting scurvy. In the 1960s, Linus Pauling estimated a requirement of 9 grams per day, and then he actually modified that to 18 grams per day. So that is 9,000 milligrams or 18,000 milligrams that he then upped it to. So in the 70s, Robert Cathcart followed up with a recommendation of taking vitamin C. So individually, as it can vary on the individual, but taking vitamin C to a bowel tolerance. So that helped address many more functional needs for vitamin C, but it was still not necessarily the ideal measurement for requirement for people. In the 1980s, Dr. Russell Jaffe identified the needs and presented the ascorbate flush, also known as the C cleanse, which is what I'm talking about. And it goes beyond bowel tolerance to identify vitamin C requirements. So vitamin C, especially when it's in a buffered ascorbate powder form, it provides a less acidic load to the body in this form. And if when it's consumed in increments of 15 minutes, you continue taking a certain dosage of the vitamin C. Again, I'm not going to necessarily say the whole protocol. You can always look it up on your own. But this is gonna vary for each individual. But you take it in increments as little as 15 minutes, every 15 minutes, and other times it's every hour too. So again, it depends on the person, what the needs are, all of that. But you keep taking the vitamin C powder in water until you have evacuation of your GI tract contents. And it turns into more of this flush and cleanse. So it's more of that watery stool that you're looking for. So people dealing with really bad constipation, this can actually be a nice alternative to cleansing the bowels and getting out of that backed up feel. So it can kind of reset a little bit. So who may want to consider a vitamin C flush? So these cleanses are typically recommended for people who require rapid detoxification or quickly recovering from an illness that is not responding to other methods. It is also believed that results from the flush can help increase vitamin C stores within the body and aid your immune system, which is a wonderful benefit. It's also vitamin C is huge for your skin health and integrity as well, so you can notice a difference in your skin even. And it's recommended during times when nutrient stores are depleted. So vitamin C can easily become depleted during times of higher stress. If you are if you smoke, if you have an infection, or you just have surgery or recovering from a surgery. And then some environmental factors can also deplete your vitamin C stores as well, including like heavy metal exposures, for just an example. And those with autoimmune conditions and higher oxidative stress load, very, very beneficial for those people. And hello, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, autoimmune conditions, or other comorbidities as well. Oxidative stress tends to go hand in hand. Immune function typically is depleted, and so that's where this vitamin C can really help. And then, once you do the vitamin C flush, again, it's going to differ from the person, but doing it like 3 times a year can actually help maintain good levels of your vitamin C. Some people might be more frequent, but doing it like this flush 3 times a year can just kind of help get people's rhythms, in balance, can help your detoxification, and just help with that overall maintenance in the body. Are there dangers to this? So vitamin C is water soluble, and when excess needs of vitamin C are met, your body does excrete it, through the urine, but a biggie is through your bowel movements. So that's where we tend to see that diarrhea. We can see the stomach aches, headaches can occur, that kind of stuff. But toxic levels are not usually seen for, extended periods of time, as your body is really, it excretes in the waters, or in your, in your water. as you can see, my brain is not functioning too well. I have not been getting great sleep lately. Um, so words are difficult. However, there are contraindications for specific individuals as well. So, like those with hemochromatosis, for example, or anyone who has too much iron in the body, anyone struggling with IBS or IBD, it may hamper the absorption of vitamin C from the gut, and therefore the process can be interfered with, and the effectiveness of the cleanse may be lesser. People with Gilbert's disease who are suffering from hereditary non-hemolytic jaundice should also be wary of the flush and prevent side effects and further limit liver damage. And if you suffer from any form of hepatitis, it's crucial to avoid the vitamin C flush. So these are the individuals that we really want to not do these flushes on. Again, recommendations are going to vary from individual to individual. So some people who don't even have these issues, still this flush may not be great for them. So that's why I'm not recommending for you to do it, but I just want to provide you with some tools that can really help support your body and detox process and your immune function. So dehydration due to water loss is something that can occur during the flush as well. So it's important to really stay hydrated, especially when you're having those looser watery stools. Make sure that you're getting proper electrolyte replenishment as well. Some potential side effects that can occur, you can get some abdominal discomfort and bloating. You can get some stomach gas. And then some people might have a slight burning sensation or heartburn. I myself, when I did this, I noticed I did get the bloating, and it did get it pretty severe where it was hard to eat some food and get food in because I was just so bloated. And I wasn't having that evacuation. And again, always consult with your doctor or medical practitioner before proceeding with this flush. I will say it was worth it for me. And yeah, I will talk about my experience in just a minute, but other important considerations. You really want to, during this process, you're going to want to keep track of your total milligrams or grams until you reach that saturation, or that those loose stools or watery stools. You'll want to taper off then the next day and over several days, depending on how long it takes for you to reach 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day as maintenance of vitamin C. But and it's going to vary on the individual. Some people can end up reaching tolerance levels within 3 to 4 hours. Some people could be sooner. And some individuals, it can take much longer. I was one of them. Yeah. So fascinating. But once you do reach that saturation, the next day you'll take your total and then multiply that by 75%. So then you'll just take 75% of what you did on your cleanse day. And you'll break that down into 3 different doses that day. So a morning, afternoon, and then an evening dose. So for example, let's say that it took you 12,000 milligrams. And you then, have 75% of that. So that would be 9,000 milligrams the next day that you would end up taking. So you take 3,000 in the morning, 3,000 in the afternoon, and then 3,000 in the evening. And then you would do 75% of the 9,000 for the following day, and then break that down into three times per day. And then you slowly do that until you reach that 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day mark. And that, again, will also be dependent for the person. Some people actually might need more than 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day. Some might need up to 10,000 milligrams a day. It is all dependent on your needs and how your body is doing on this process. So my experiences. So again, I started this early morning on Sunday. And I was definitely thinking that I was going to reach tolerance. Thinking maybe I'll have more than 10,000 milligrams. So it could take me about 10 hours to do this, I guess. Uh, I was very, very wrong. So I realized soon enough that I needed much more. So I needed to actually up my dosage and bring down the frequency of um, when I was taking the ascorbate. So and also I do want to mention taking it in the powder form is gonna lead to better results. A capsule form, um, your body has to break that down a little bit more, whereas this powder form, it's already broken down. It's easy for your body to absorb. So, um, yeah, I realized that I needed more. So I was upping my dosage and lowering the frequency. I was doing it every hour. I started with 1,000 milligrams every hour. Then I went down to every 15 minutes. And I was taking, oh gosh, I would have to look back. But I want to say it was like 5,000 milligrams. Um, so it was like 10:30 at night. Um, that I still hadn't had a watery stool or even a loose stool. And I was at 71,500 milligrams of vitamin C. Mind you, yes, I was some virus that has lingered in my body since December. Um, I I was obviously very depleted in vitamin C. And I had lost my voice and everything on Friday night and then Saturday morning. And then Sunday, as I was taking the vitamin C, I noticed my energy perking up. I noticed that my voice was clearing up. And this is like way better than where it was. I could hardly talk and it hurt to talk. And so I was seeing improvements pretty quickly. And I haven't felt so energetic in quite some time either. Um, and so about 10:30, I just was like, I was very bloated. And I was like, I can't drink anymore. I'm going to bed. And it is there have been recommendations for some to, if it's been 5 hours, maybe restart the next day and start at a higher dose of an intake, and then take it every hour, and see how it goes. Um, so next time I would definitely do that. But I was able to sleep, and the next morning I had a watery loose stool. So I had reached saturation, thank goodness. Maybe I think my body just needed a little bit of rest, to let it do what it needed to do, absorb everything. And so I reached it, and yeah, it's been interesting. I'm slowly tapering off, interesting in a good way, where my energy is still really good. Um, and it was fascinating as I was, doing even more research. A cleanse result of a tolerance of about 4 grams or 4,000 milligrams or less is really healthy and a goal for many people to achieve. Um, so it just showed me and was very eye opening of my goals and where I need to get, because I was not expecting 71,500 milligrams. Um, I thought it would take me less, but I'm happy I found out. And for those, who do have colds, it can take up to 100,000 milligrams or 100 grams to reach that saturation level. And for more severe illness or conditions, it can even go as high as 200. So that's just knowledge to have going in. But the results, like they continue to show up. And it's been really cool to experience, and it's been really beneficial. I have not had constipation. I've been going to the bathroom every day. And that is really, really big for me because constipation's been a huge struggle for all of my life. So it's been wonderful. I also, side note, I've been working on a lot of things for my own health, incorporating new things. Um, and I am one to have really bad PMS and really bad cramps before I get my period, and then the first couple of days of my period. I just got it and didn't know that I um, got my period because there were no cramps or indication leading up to it, other than I know that it should be today or tomorrow. Um, just from keeping track of the cycle. But other than that, like physically, it's wild. I've never experienced a nice period. So it's just it to me that's feedback that my body is doing some major rebalancing and healing, and it's showing just how far I've come. And I feel it. So with that being said, I wanted to give you information on the vitamin C flush, how it can be beneficial, especially during high times of stress, which is a lot for people with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, and autoimmune conditions. So, if you're wanting to learn more, feel free to reach out and we can chat. And bring this information, talk to your doctor, see if it's something that is right for you, and it could be a potential benefit for you. So, on that note, I am going to let you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and I hope that you guys have a fabulous rest of the week. And until next time, take care.